exercises today that you can do at home with a dumbbell only. You can use a kettlebell, you can use a kettlebell, whatever you want to call it. But these are going to be 5 exercises, and all you need is a dumbbell. You could do, I suggest if you do this workout, that you do at least 3 sets of each. At least 3 sets. You can do up to 5 sets of each one of these. So it's going to take a while because it's a single arm. You're going to use one dumbbell, but that's why I say 3 is fine. 3 sets of each. That's for one exercise. That's going to be 6 sets total. Right side, left side, right side, left side, right side, left side. So it's up to you, but watch the form on these, and this will give you a rockin' home workout with just a single dumbbell or a kettlebell or whatever you want. All right, peace. All right, exercise number 1 is going to be dumbbell military press. The reason I'm going to start with this is it's going to warm the shoulders up. If you have a set of dumbbells, I suggest you do the first set with a lighter weight. I'm just going to show this is 15 kilos. It's like 32 pounds. I'm just going to show it with this, but I do a lot more. I get up to 100 pounds on military press. But just for this exercise, my point is for you, when you're starting out, you can start with a lighter dumbbell to get your shoulders warm, and that's why we're starting with this exercise first out of all of them to get some blood in the shoulders. So the key on any military press is to make sure, this is standing military press, is to make sure you put all the weight in your heels. 80% of the weight in your heels, 20% of your toes. You don't want to shoot forward and let your body anteriorly translate. Second point, that's the first point you want to pay attention to. Second point that you want to pay attention to is making sure you're in anterior pelvic tilt. So your butt is just slightly back a little bit and keep those abs tight so you're here. So stay on those heels, anterior pelvic tilt, abs tight. Now when you're doing this exercise, you want to make sure that chest plate stays up the entire time. Keep those shoulder blades retracted into press. What you don't want to do is you don't want the shoulders roll forward. So you don't want to flat line, as I call it here. This is what we don't want to do. When you're doing this press, do not come here. That's going to tweak your rotator cuff big time, okay? So you want to make sure you stay here with that angle. You see that angle there? It's just a little bit off. It's not neutral, but it's not flat lined here. So you want a slight angle, just a little bit right there. So heels, anterior pelvic tilt. Your glutes are going to stabilize your spine. So that's where you're getting that anterior pelvic tilt. Stay on your hips the whole time. Your hips and your heels are the base of this movement pattern. So as you press, so chest up, shoulders back, keep those shoulders even and flat, right? What we don't want to do is this. See that? We don't want that. You don't want to let your shoulder touch your ear or even come close to it. So I'm going to do about 10, 15 reps here and watch how I keep my shoulders even. See here the weight? Not here, not here. Now they call it Arnold presses. Honestly, they're dumb. They're because what it does is it pulls your body forward, and you're going to have to fight against gravity because of the weight, and it's going to tweak your shoulders. So you don't want to do those either. So here, press up. 1, 2, 3. Slow the way down and up. And then I'm going to switch arms here. See my shoulders flat, chin up, don't let your shoulders move down. Your natural horizon is here. You're looking your natural horizon. Keep it up about 10 to 15 degrees. And that is a single arm dumbbell military press. Exercise number 2 is a single arm dumbbell row, otherwise known as a lawnmower pull. Now the thing on this with this exercise is you need to make sure you stay on your butt, your hips. You stay back. The biggest problem people make is they lean forward on this, right? You don't want to lean forward. What that does is that internally rotates you and lets your shoulder come down here like that. We don't want that. You want to focus on the rhomboid. The rhomboid muscles are right in the back. The rhomboids are the shoulder blades, scapular retractors and depressors. Those are the rhomboids. So your shoulder blades, scapulas, retraction and depression. If you let those come out, that's when your shoulders do this. And a lot of people just lean forward and do this with a bunch of weight. That doesn't make any sense. See, I'm on my toes here, and that's wrong. So you want to make sure you stay on your hips, your heels, or your base. So you want about 80% of your weight. You might go 70% of your weight on your heels. It just depends on how tall you are, honestly. But you're going to be here on your heels as you do this, and keep that butt back and base. That's your base. Your stabilizing force for your spine, right? Now you want to get your back as flat as possible. See, I'm here. When I do this exercise, I'm going to be pulling here like this. Pulling. What I don't want to do, turtle back. You don't want to go here and do this, right? So you want to be here in this position. So it's a single arm dumbbell. This is 45 pounds. It's not really heavy, but you can see how I'm gonna scoot a little bit forward.
Like a booger. It could be. Oops.
The taller you are, the further you want to go back. I'm 5'9", so I'm not really tall, so I don't go there. It's gonna make me lean forward. So I'm here, boom. And here we go, chest up, shoulder blades back. Keep those shoulders here. Don't look down. If you start looking down, your body follows your eyes. Every exercise you do, your body follows your eyes. It's the same thing in martial arts. If you want to pull someone's head and you want to control their body, you grab the back of their skull, pull them down, and their eyes are going to go down, and you own them. You own their entire body here. Same position, same thing here. When you're looking down, your body's going to follow that, especially when it's underweight, when it has weight on it. All right, so here's a pull, heels, butt back, my back's flat. Now make sure you get a good range of motion here. You should be getting at least 6 inches. We really need 8 to 10 inches. Well, I've got a lot more than that here, which is good. Staying on the heels. I'm not leaning. See what happens when I lean forward? Yeah, see that tweaks my back actually when I lean forward, so you don't want to do that. I'm going to do the left side. When you have your hand here, it should be very lightly on the bench. You don't want to put a lot of pressure on the weight on the bench, light on the bench. The weight should be distributed on your heels, 80 or 70% of your heels, and the rest on your toes, your butt, up and back. And that is dumbbell, single arm, dumbbell military pull, otherwise known as lawnmower pull. Hope that helps. Exercise number 3 is dumbbell jump squats. Kettlebells, you can use whatever you want on this one. As long as you just have it, you're able to grab something. Actually, kettlebells are pretty good. The only problem is if you jump with a kettlebell, it's going to have a tendency to swing a little bit. So you got to be careful of that. You can make it really heavy if you're doing that. Otherwise, it's going to start flying around. That's why I like dumbbells, but you can use kettlebells. The key on this one is to make sure when you jump, you derive the weight and your actualized muscle, your glutes and hamstrings. You squeeze your glutes as you squat here. You work your glutes and they fire. Boom, hamstrings, glutes, quads, and you jump up off your toes like this. And when you're in the air, you're here, come down, and you're gonna land on your toes, toe, heel. When you go to your heel, squat down, and then power up out of the hole in a squat, as they would say. Heel all the way up to the toe again, back and forth. But you got to actualize the posterior chain. You've got to get that posterior chain, that lower posterior chain activated and working. So your glutes, your hamstrings, your quads. Honestly, everybody's so quad dominant that these work all the time pretty much. But this is the part that we really want to focus on, your glutes and your hamstrings on this exercise here. Now, in terms of weight, you want to go as heavy as you can. You don't want to do a ton of reps on these. Well, you shouldn't really. You could do 20 or 30 if you want, but that's more aerobic. You want to make sure this workout is anaerobic, so you want to stay with heavy weight as possible. This is 45 to 20 kilos, 45 pounds around. I think 44, but 45. But it's not really heavy, but just to show you this exercise. But the point is you want to go as heavy as you can. Now, the key to this exercise is not letting the weight come forward. So if I let the weight come forward, it's gonna, see my body's already angling here, anteriorly translating. See my shoulders, my back, my neck. I'm not in neutral spine if that weight, see I can't, it's gonna pull me forward. So you need to keep this weight as close to your body as possible, as tight as you can here throughout the whole exercise. Well, I like to hold it here, but if it's too heavy, you can lower it a little bit. If you're a guy or even a girl, don't hit yourself in the area. That's gonna suck. All right, so chest up, shoulders back. I'm gonna keep the weight here, tight to my body. Again, don't let it come out. So this is a dumbbell jump squat. Now, loading up on my heels, I'm gonna fire up from my heels to my toes. Now, notice my chest plate is still up. I'm not leaning forward. Keep that chest plate up and those eyes. My eyes are always up, right? I'm not just watching the camera, keep it up a little bit. I tend to keep my eyes on the camera so I can see you. But you always want to keep up. Your eyes up, level, not down, here. And that is a dumbbell jump squat. Exercise number 4 is dumbbell single arm incline bench press. Now you can go a little bit lower or a little bit higher on bench press, whatever you want. Or if you have a bench at your house or at the gym or whatever, it doesn't really matter as long as you're at an angle about like this, okay? Now the key is, number one thing you want to pay attention to is pay attention to your angle and your knees. You don't want to have your feet back You want to have your seat forward so that your knee is at 95 or 100 degrees. 95 or 100 degrees. Every time you lift, you need to pay attention to your feet first. That's your base, right? Now, if you're here, you want to chest up, shoulder blades back. Keep those shoulder blades retracted and depressed so your chest plate stays up, right? Here. Now, when you do this exercise, I'm looking towards the camera now, but when I do the exercise, I want to be looking, my natural horizon is right here, about 10 to 15 degrees above. That's going to keep you from internally rotating. Now, when you do this exercise, you want to make sure you don't internally rotate your shoulders like this. See? You want to keep it here. And another thing, too, is with the weight, you want to be at about 45-degree angle here, maybe 50, whatever. You don't want to go 90 degrees. See, it tweaks my shoulder when you do that. You want to go 45 degrees. That's really, really important. That's the main thing on this exercise, so pay attention. Here, not here, right? See, that tweaks my shoulder. That puts a ton of pressure on your rotator cuff. So since it's single arm, your left side, when I'm doing my left side first, my body's going to be leaning, so I need to really push on my heels. So you want about 90% or 80% of the weight on your heels, not on your toes, on your heels. Chest up, shoulders back, my natural horizon, about 10 to 50 degrees above, and then press here. Now with this hand here, you don't want to go here. You don't want to put your thumb down like this or grab here because you're going to internally rotate your opposite shoulder. See, and that's going to lean me further this way. That's not good at all. It's going to throw your body off. It's going to do a bunch of bad stuff to your shoulder too. So best thing to do is keep your hand, let it hang free. Thumb up, not down like this. So this is a dumbbell, a single arm, military, or bench press, incline. Rope to that angle here. I'm not here. See, that's bad. There we go. That's correct. Chin up. Let me show you the other side here. And that is a dumbbell, single arm, incline bench press. Awesome. All right, exercise number 5 is dumbbell Romanian deadlift. My favorite exercise, one of my favorite exercises in the world is a barbell. We're using a dumbbell today. Now the key on this is you want to go with your feet. You want to go about a little bit wider than shoulder. You can go shoulder width too, but a little bit wider than shoulder width, especially because you're going to have a dumbbell between your hands and your legs. The key is to make sure you hip hinge like this. So lower body, upper body, here, right? That's the goal with this exercise. It's not a squat. It's not a deadlift. You're not going to squat down or deadlift it down. You're going to Romanian deadlift here. The key is to make sure you stay on your heels the entire time. 80 to 90% of the weight on your heels. 80 at the top, and when you're coming down, you want about 90% on your heels. Now when I'm here, if you see my back, it's flat. See my back's flat? I mean, as flat as it can be. I've got a little muscle in the back that pops up a little bit. But here, what I don't want to do is come down here. This is not what you want to do. This is going to put all that pressure on the fascia in your back. That is bad, bad, bad. Do not do that. So you're going to be here, chest up, shoulders back, and you're going to come down. And you're going to keep your legs not locked. Don't lock your knees, but very close. See here my knees? There. Not locked. See, that's locked. We don't want locked. You will pass out, possibly. I was in military school, went to MMA, Marine Military Academy, and I passed out in formation. They always warned us, don't lock your knees. I fell over, man. Everybody ended up doing it because you're at attention, you're like freaked out. I was 13, I was like, and I just fucking passed out. Anyway, so don't lock your knees. Now, this is what it looks like. You're gonna get the dumbbell, hold it here, chest up, shoulders back. Don't let the weight control you. You control the weight. You watch any of my videos, I talk about that all the time. Don't let the weight control you. You control the weight. Now this weight is 27 kilos, 27.5. I don't know, it's about 35 pounds. No, excuse me, it's like 60 pounds or something like that. So it's not real heavy, but it's heavy enough. You want to make sure you go heavy on this one. If you only have light dumbbells, that's fine too. You can do it for a light dumbbell, that's fine, or a kettlebell. This is great for a kettlebell. So chest up, shoulders back, shoulder blades retracted to press, chest plate up, and here it is. 1. See, my knees are not locked, but they're straight. I don't want to do this. This is a deadlift. It's not bad. It's actually a squat. It's just a dumbbell squat. So you want to come down here. This is correct. This is a dumbbell Romanian deadlift. And if the prime mover is your hamstrings. If you're not feeling your hamstrings, you're not doing it right. Now, when you first start this, if you've never done Romanian deadlifts before, you probably won't feel in your hamstrings because you're not neurally aware. Your body doesn't understand how to put that pressure and work there. So just keep doing these correctly, and you'll feel that there. This is the best exercise for hamstrings, hands down, period. Barbells are better, dumbbells are second best, or kettlebells, whatever. See, I almost fell back, so on my heels, that's fine. Better than falling forward. Chest up. So my back stays flat. And that is a dumbbell Romanian deadlift. There you have it. That's 5 exercises you can do at home. You can do them at the gym too, but you can do them at home with all you need is a dumbbell or a kettlebell, whatever. You can use a milk jug if you need to. You can use anything. Just all you need is a single heavy thing. Doesn't even have to be that heavy. Again, on some of these exercises like the Romanian deadlift, try and go as heavy as you can. And the jump squats, try to get a heavier weight as you can for those 2 exercises. But yeah, these are great. I mean, they're going to really get you a good workout. Like I said, do 3 sets of each. That's if you're doing right side, left side. So let's do the incline press. That's right side 1, 2, that's 1 set. 3, 4, that's 2 sets. 5, 6. So it's 6 total movement patterns, but it's actually 3 sets total. So yeah, it's great exercise. Great workout for you. Hope it helps. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. Hit the subscribe button and join the team. Love to have you. And then I've also got a video on the right here, another home-based workout for you here. And then I'll put a playlist down here of home workouts you can do too. So workout and then a playlist that you can just watch those and work out to your heart's content. Hope this helps. Thanks so much, and I'll talk to you soon. Peace.
Nice.
Yeah, awesome.
Finish.